in-house issues that are non-existent in the launch of a game. Didn't even played the full game yet, and we're talking about shit like the game's out. So there's something I really need to point out. We really need to focus our efforts on getting Blizzard to address this one issue that's literally almost game-breaking for group players. So check it out. Y'all, I know if you watch my recap video, the one big complaint that I have about this game is the issues with the social stuff. The group, the clan, teleporting to other players. That is probably the number one biggest game-breaking thing that's out there is you can't teleport to your party. So True. If you're doing whatever you're doing, if you're going farming dungeons or you're rotating strongholds or you're just riding a bicycle picking daisies, if your buddy says, hey, teleport to me, there's an event on me or there's a goblin on me or whatever, you cannot, like you could in Diablo 3, right-click on their portrait and click teleport to player. That is a huge problem. You actually have to teleport to town, go through a loading screen, go to Kovashad, click on their portal, go through another loading screen, and then go to them. By the time that you get through that loading screen and actually get to them, which the loading screen is not astronomical or anything by no means. It really depends on the PC that you have. But still, there is a little bit of time there of delay. And when you load into your buddy, he's 50 yards up the road. You're still having to play catch up. And when you're a druid or a class that's a little slower in the beginning of the game, this is a pain in the ass. Why is nobody talking about it? We have no problem calling for balancing. When the game's not even out, we don't even understand the elementary basics of a Diablo game. Not every class is balanced in the beginning. Yep. That's just the way it is. It's never going to happen. Okay, so instead of crying for balancing, let's cry for changes that could actually make the game better.
See, I 1000% agree with the man. We're getting a little bit too focused on how the gameplay is at early stages, and we're not focusing on the functionality of the game and on how is this going to affect us in a whole. Because in a whole, you know, we want to be able to play the game with our friends. Yes or no? So, with that being said, I 1000% agree with you, Dog. You know, you are so right about this. We need this more than we need the damn skeletons boosted up. I played it whenever the skeletons were pretty much crap. It was all right. Again, I don't sit there and play with a lot of skellies, so that's my play style. To each his own. But at the same time, it's like I didn't see that it was so far gone that, hell, I couldn't play the game. So, 1000% agree with you.
Like 6 to 8 player party size. Like, let me teleport to my damn party without having to go to town and go through their portal like it's 2000 again. How about if Blizzard wants to get money, let me buy a key for green leafy spending money that will allow me to go to the one of numerous buildings that you already have generated in Kovashad. Let me open a door to a clan hideout to where everybody in the clan can come hang out. There's items there for people to use. There's
And this is where they really need to maximize off of, let's say, Lost Ark. Lost Ark, that you have a stronghold. And you can invite folks over. People can come over and just chill out. They can play games. They can do whatever. They can do everything exactly what you were talking about, Hog. I'm telling you. That would be absolutely amazing for the game and the community. Most definitely the community. So, right there with you, brother.
Message boards. There's posts. There's looking for things. There's a hangout spot. Maybe little mini games in there. There's a section for clan PvP. There's a section for clan leaderboards. You get the picture. You get what I'm trying to say. Why can't we focus all our effort, instead of bitching about a reset dungeon button, instead of bitching about the overlay, when we've got a nice, beautiful mini map that just requires you just a little bit of adjustment to get used to, i.e., look to the right when you need to know where you're going? Why are we complaining about a pin system that's not pinging things when you can actually just right-click, ping? You've never had that system before.
Again, like what I was saying before, I like it. Yes, am I used to the overlay of the game? But I do like it. It's your own GPS in a game. It's giving you the direct route to get to said location. So, with that being said, I don't have issues with it. Again, we do need to focus on the functionality of the game for the community, because that's where everything comes together, because it is make or break of the game is the actual community itself. If we're happy with being able to converse with people, Diablo 2, we got to have our little places where we can stop and talk and chat and basically bullshit, make fun of each other, do whatever. It doesn't matter. But anything that promotes socializing, that is the key.
Okay, and you can show people where you're trying to go, and it's in the color corresponding to your player color. So we've got all this stuff. What I'm seeing a lot of is Blizzard's bringing us a lot of new things. It's like the analogy I used on stream last night was like the Eric Cartman South Park, where she agrees to buy Cartman a Toshiba, what is this, tablet, Toshiba tablet, but he wanted the iPad. And she said, no, you get in the Toshiba tablet. And so that's what Blizzard's done by giving us some new stuff, is they've said, here's this new feature. Well, instead of us being thankful for it as part of a new game, we take it to the next level and say, well, I really wish they would do this with it instead. Goddamn, can we just be grateful about the new stuff? But how about the stuff that didn't make it in from old games? Very simple quality of life. Those couple of things, the clan size and the party.
Put this on your playlist. I hope this song your favorite. They really hate when I lane shift with no signal, wipe my window.
Size and the teleporting to the damn party are the three things that are killing me right now. Tell me why, and you're going to have a hard time defending four-player parties after I say this. Tell me why in Diablo 2, in the year 2000, with barely any kind of internet, we're talking about DSL just came around, you could get on, play with 80 of buddies on Battle.net with all of the area effects, all of this stuff, all the crowd controls, all the flashy stuff, all the melee, all the shouts, all the minions, all of everything with no problem. 8 players in that big world, 5 acts. Yeah, it's not open world, but Diablo 3, we went down to 4 with 150 clan size. That sucks. I've always bitched about that. I'm going to bitch about this hard. This is a change that won't take anything to do. Go in there and edit party size equals 4 and go party size equals 6. Party size equals 8. If you push the game as a social game, okay, then let us be social. Like,
yes.
It's that simple.
Exactly.
And I know a lot of y'all are going to say, well, that's going to turn into MMO. No, it's not, because Diablo 2 defined the genre.
Bingo.
And 8 players was not MMO back then. It's not going to be MMO now. Another thing I'd like to see is let me instance with my clan.
Yes.
If you have 150 people in your clan, which is maxed out, which is silly, there's going to be a lot of players playing this. Why can...
Right, because, like, for instance, whenever, like, clans or guilds are coming from other games, you're going to see, like, 300, 400, or more people coming from these other games. You want to be a little bit more inviting to these massive amounts of people that are literally transferring over from one game to the next. You want to be accommodating, because if you're not accommodating, then you're going to have to, make separate, like almost like tiered guild, clan slash whatever, like subs. That's not what people want, because people want to be able to chat with their entire guild and not be like, oh well, shoot, my friend, he's over in this guild. I can't really talk to him in guild chat, so I have to constantly sit there and private message him. How big of a pain in the ass is that? So, that definitely needs to change. Bump up the guild size or clan, whatever you want to call it, in this game. Definitely buff up the size so that folks can actually interact, because we're pushing it. I mean, Hog said it right there. We're pushing that it's a social game, but yet we're kind of holding everything back. We need to come, follow the times, check out WoW. Look at what WoW is doing, and look at what all these other games are doing, and kind of get a good ping on the social aspect, because you're kind of missing the mark on the social aspect.
And we only narrow it down to 150 people, right? But if you're going to keep it at 150 people, why don't you let me do stuff with my clan? Why don't you let me have clan events, clan PvP, clan tournaments, clan instances? If you want to go green leafy spending money, let me pay for my own server. There will be people that want to do that.
Right.
So, like, we're so worried about pay to win. We're so worried about all of these creators are out here just literally Ace Ventura in their shit. They're going, well, the backtracking, this and that. Oh my God, this and that. Whereas if we actually talked about things that mattered, y'all, I'm sure the developers are pulling their fucking hair out every time they make an update. And you saw what good all these lists are doing. It's making
basically everything is like all nitpicked all the hell, and we're actually coming across as being like super whiny about the game itself, and not being like, oh my God, I can't wait for the game. It's more like, oh, I can't wait for the game, but this, and this. I mean, I have my own bitch gripes and complaints about things, but it's not like to the point where it's like, okay, well, if you don't do this, you're gonna lose X amount of people because they're just not gonna want to play the game. Then guess what? And you have not really experienced Diablo. Diablo is a difficult game. Can be. Other times, fairly simple. But you got to take with the good with the bad. The only thing is, if you're pushing the community like this and saying, "Hey, it's all about community. We gotta come together. We gotta come together." We're not gonna come together if we are limited in the capacity of the guilds and also in the capacity of the player base. Like player base meaning player parties, because that's where people meet. Like they go to Kava Shot and link up with somebody, and they just continue to play the game, and then they link up with somebody else, and then another day they link up with somebody else. Guess what? That's more than 4 people. And then you can't play with the people that you have met and you enjoyed playing the game with. So, come on.
And the developers get gun shy and make changes to classes that didn't need changes. And then they're so bad they got to hot fix the game. So, right. God Almighty, from the depths of my bowels, I'm begging y'all, please focus on stuff that's going to help the game out instead of making the devs run around like a chicken with the head cut off going, oh my God, we don't know how to appease everybody. Please. So that's all I can say is let me know in the comments below if you want to see these changes. I think those are the most important changes that we need to see, Everybody keeps talking about fun, make it fun, make it this. The game's already fun. We need to fix up the party issues that are going on that are limiting that. Y'all have a lot of friends, and you might not be a group player, and that's fine. You don't have to play in a group.
Right.
But if you do play in a group, you're extremely limited to 4 people.
Right.
God almighty, we've got some badass characters that bring some badass synergies, that bring some badass crowd controls, badass buffs. Why can't we all use them together? I don't understand. So I say we come together as a community and stop manufacturing all this shit, and let's focus on these and spearhead them and see if we can get these changes implemented in the game. Is that fair enough? I think it's pretty fair.
Enough.
Jill, if you need a Discord to run.
Yeah, I 1,000% agree with Hog on this. And I'm telling you, I've said it before in my previous live stream. We have to come together and let folks know, let the devs know that this is what we want. This is what we need for the game, for the social aspect. So, for those of you that are new to my channel, I definitely appreciate your thoughts, and I do appreciate you following, and subscribing to me. Just please, whatever you do, if you haven't subscribed or followed me on YouTube or Twitch, please do so, because there's going to be a lot of content coming out. And also, for those that you have not subscribed or anything, please do, first and foremost. But please do, more than anything else, reach out, show your dismay about the size of the groups and also the guild/clan sizes as well. Please, please, please. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Hog, for putting out that information, because that is so true. Thank you very much. AOH